Yo, what is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Today we're here chilling with the black truck, and a couple things I need to address on the truck. I have a couple lights on my dash just due to sensors not being there when I did the chassis swap, and a couple other things. I'm making some serious modifications to the truck soon. Basically want to prepare the truck so everything is done and it is ready to go once I do those modifications. So one of the biggest things actually is these doors are a little rotted. Might not seem it. I'll show you when we get down there, but they need replacing. Might even use the doors that we just took off that white truck that we just stripped down for the chassis for this truck. Little weird odds and ends, but makes good content, and figured I'd take you guys with me. But look at this weather, man. It is just like we're chilling with the purple truck. It's no more snow on it. There's a little snow behind me. It like snowed 2 days ago, poured rain yesterday. Now it's sunny and nice today. Crazy weather in Maine. But we're gonna dive into this thing right now. So I forgot that in this truck I custom handmade this clamshell. So I guess there's a little more that goes into taking the 97 apart than anything else. There's probably 2 screws, one right here, and yep, there's one right there. I'll unscrew those first and take this bottom panel off. The problem is we have to take off the gauge cluster to remove some lights. My oil pressure light flickered a couple times the other day, but I mean, I've been just driving the truck straight and haven't had any issues. Basically, I'm just going to take out all of the lights. The ABS light will always be on because my wiring harness is a 97 wiring harness, so it needs the vehicle speed sensor reading from the differential, but the differential is a 91, so it doesn't have it. The oil light came on, and usually that means I should probably just change the sensor. I don't think there's anything wrong with the truck. I've been just beating the hell out of it ever since. So I think it's just a faulty sensor, but I don't care. It's just coming out. And the seatbelt light is going to come out. I'm going to be switching over to some custom seatbelts, freshen up the truck so it'll look good. But with that being said, let's get this off and pull those lights. It's actually like the little screws in this are actually so satisfying to get. You can see this is all custom handmade. If you didn't see the video I made before on chassis swapping the truck, and it's just funny because I still have the 4-wheel drive pedals, and probably won't swap them now. That probably doesn't need to come off, but I'm gonna take it off anyway. A little tricky right there. Struggling today, boys. Damn. All right, well that's out. And like I said, we're really just getting all this plastic trim off this piece. There's 4 screws that hold this in, and then we got to take the clamshell off, and then there's 4 screws that hold the gauge cluster in to pop that out. Almost there. Just got to pull this trim off. I tried to take the trim off while leaving the steering column up, but I couldn't get this part off. I was able to get everything else. Like I said, just 4 more screws. We'll turn the key, see which ones illuminate, just pull the bulbs. It's really, really simple, actually. So on the back here, you'll see we got the ABS light. Now we're going to go underneath here, and you'll see there's all these little tabs, right? So this one right here, I'm going to take it, turn it, pull it, and look at that. No more ABS light. Now I'm going to do the same thing for the oil and the seatbelt light, so the lights stop coming on me. Surprisingly, there's no check engine light on. But I don't even know if there's a check engine light. I'll let you guys enjoy the satisfaction of pulling these 2 as well. Wow, those are in there, though, I'll tell you. Damn. All right, that's our seatbelt light. And I did put the little plastic things back after because, I don't know, just to help with dust prevention. And that is perfect. Just exactly how we have it set up on the purple truck. I even pulled the check engine light. I didn't have one, but like I said, I just don't care. These trucks run pretty sane mechanically, so if there's an issue, you'll hear it. Last piece right there. Look at that. 5-minute fix. No more unnecessary lights. Truck will run great. And that leaves me to the next thing. The doors. So as you can see down here, we got a little bit of rot. Nothing too bad right here. This one's not bad, actually. Back here, not too pretty either. Just bubbling, but again, no need to paint the truck and have, big crusty doors on there. And it is repairable, totally. But then you come down here, and I believe, okay, this door I think is fine. It's this door over here that is just not great either. This one's bubbling all in the door handle pocket. So, as you know, the whole truck is spray paint, nicked it shoveling, which is awesome because I can just spray paint over it. I am just going to like lightly sand down the white door, just to like scuff it up and throw spray paint over it. Like there's no reason to go any crazier than that. So that'll be a good portion of the video. Oh, how do I miss these on my truck right now? I never really showed you guys either. I don't know if it's at the top or the bottom. There it is. That is why I changed out the wire wheels, because they are showing wires, ironic enough. But these are the doors I believe I'm going to throw in the truck. I'm going to pull both these white doors out and get a good look at them, inspect them, and scuff them and paint them. Okay, so we've gotten our doors outside now, and it's actually very interesting. I didn't realize the white truck was a beige at one point. That's kind of cool. These door panels are unfortunately trash. This one, you know, it's a little warped. Obviously, this might be savable, but up here it's got some tears, so we're not going to look back. They're coming off. They're going in the trash, which does kill me because I believe these might be Pathfinder door panels. I've always loved this chrome slit of trim in there. Oh man, this dyed like a gray or black would be so sick, but irrelevant. Basically got to fit a screwdriver back there and pull all the pot pins back there. I'll keep all the pins because I'm always in need of them, and I'll keep all the little trim things, but the panel itself is unfortunately garbage. So realistically, to start, you're gonna want a fat head screwdriver. You're gonna want to fit it in here and just kind of work until you find the screw. Sometimes they're a little odd, and take off the door pull, and then we'll move up to the trim after. So this is not recommended on parts you care about, but we can just pull the speaker covers off. I'll keep them. You never know. I have a whole bunch of them, honestly. This trim right here, also you're just going to work your screwdriver behind it, and you're just going to want to pop it off. Again, I like the little mocha colored trim. Not that I could use it on anything, but neat to have nonetheless. Now over here, you're going to have to fit a screwdriver in just right. There's a little clip that goes around, and it's kind of shaped like a U. You're gonna put your screwdriver in there and kind of pull it back to pop the clip off. Unfortunately, I don't have a filmer, so I just gotta kind of keep putting the camera down and doing things on my own. And lastly, for the door cards, usually I use a little pry bar, but we can just take a screwdriver on this and just pry it forward where the clips are to release them. That one broke off, but nonetheless, it'll make sense. So I caved, I grabbed my little pry bar and broke a couple off. And basically, you just take the door panel after. And originally, this door panel works as your inner door gasket. So you just kind of have to pull it up over. Gotta take this thing off next. I'm gonna pull the plastic off. I'll never use that. I always throw this stuff right in the trash. It's just messy after because of all the goop. So that kind of sucks. But other than that, nothing too bad still. Just gotta peel all this off. Everything I'm holding now is going in the trash. I don't really need the extra cardboard for a door card or anything, so all of that is unfortunately garbage. Now, I know they're not terrible and they could be saved maybe, but it's okay. I save enough stuff, so some stuff it's better to just let go. All right, next up is removing the 3 screws that hold in the mirrors and the 4 screws that hold in each speaker. Well, I guess the next step is, I don't know, man, actually. I actually still got to get this mirror off. I just realized that. I am going to pull all these little plastic things out, too, at some point. Oh, well, I got some time. I'm going to take out these little door handles as well, I guess, while I'm here. So in doing the work, you're going to want to hold on to an extra one of these little door window rollers. And you're going to want to slap it back on. We're going to want to lift up our window just a little bit. And this is really all that holds in our window is these 2 10mm bolts. So this actually should be easy, and you're going to want to roll down the window. And we want to be careful. This outer door gasket, you want to save because that's like pretty expensive gasket. I think they're $100 a piece from like Thailand. They take months to ship. Not fun to get at. So we're going to have to try to get our hands in here somehow. And carefully pull this up because this is a part of the window track. So you're going to want to pull the window up, turn it sideways, and bring it out the outside of the door. Real careful, real simple. Trying to do this one-handed for you. And there you have your glass. Now try not to let this flex because regardless, it is still glass. So you want to be careful with it. So all right, the doors are getting pretty stripped down now. Honestly, I think all we got to do is the locks and the door handles. And these doors are good to go. Obviously, I got to pull the gaskets off as well to paint them. But that's all minor stuff. I'll do all that later. It should all just honestly pull right out when I get the time. And I'll probably use my other gaskets off the black truck. But it's just 2 10mm that hold in the door handle. And you want to be real careful. Make sure you honestly, it's kind of tricky now that I say it. The lock is all connected, so there's a little pull tab on the lock. I'll zoom in, maybe y'all can see it. Right down there, you gotta push that off the lock. That'll free it. And then there's a couple weird connections. They'll just kind of come loose and we'll pull them all out. So we're out here now, and this should just kind of need a little wiggle, I guess. Kind of pull out and off. And lastly, we're just attached by, I think I might be able to show you. Right in there, there's that little yellow clip. There's a hook that goes into it. Basically, I have to pull that hook out, turn it down, and pull it off of our door handle. It'll pop right out. And then I've gotten the metal clip off for the lock. It looks like this. And that should honestly just fall right out, is the hopes. Yep, there she is. But I also have to undo something inside the truck, I believe, inside the door. Kind of tricky. You just got to play with it a little bit. Well, that concludes day one of stripping these doors down. I pretty much got everything but the gaskets. We've gotten the locks and door handles off. Doors are much lighter now. And I'm pretty happy with that. So honestly, I'm not going to go crazy on scuffing them up either. Just going to pull the gaskets, scuff them up, and spray paint them black. And then once I am ready, I'm going to pull the doors off that truck and put these on there. We're back out here. It's a new morning, boys. I just took out all the little clips right here. And what we're going to do now is just remove this gasket. And I'm going to attempt to move the other gasket. I'm going to clean this gasket out right here because we're going to save this. I'll probably just paint black over it. It might look like it has some wear. I don't really want to pull it off because it's going to break and I'll have to buy new ones. And it's just not something that's that important to change. If I were to repaint the truck legitimately, I'll probably go about actually changing these then. But until then, I'm not too worried about it. And I also want to pull off this gasket, which does go all the way down. I'm hoping it will slide out of the window tracks and just kind of come forward. And these have some pretty weird little clips as well. They should literally just, well, this one's actually just seamed in. It's super cool seeing that factory beige paint under there. But then when we get down here, nothing too hard. You just got to pull up and over these little clips. That way you don't ruin the holes. And like I said, I'll put my old gaskets from my black truck on this one because I know they're good. And I'll hold on to these just in case. We're going to do this all around each door. So I probably won't take you guys along for this because it just doesn't matter. I'm going to spend the next day or two scuffing down the paint with some just sandpaper and throwing my coat of black. That way I can get these on there sooner than later. Well, I've got these propped up right now, and they're both just in primer at this moment. But they're not coming bad. I just sprayed this one. I was using gloss black paint, and it was just not working. So threw some primer on there, and maybe I'll try a coat of the gloss black after the primer's on there. But if it starts bubbling up again, I'm just going to stop in my tracks and leave it a primer. Well, all right, guys, I've gotten the doors over here. I just have to add one more coat. I'll either do that later tonight, even though it's getting a little cold, or I'll wait until tomorrow morning if the weather's nice. And we'll start taking apart the black truck doors and getting all that stuff transferred over to these. Yo, what's up, guys? It's a new day, and we're going to hop into changing the doors on the truck. So one of the biggest things, besides the rot that I showed you, is today with the salt hitting the truck, you can really see these stripes on the other side. So they're really starting to show through. And putting the new doors on, that will help get rid of that. And it will just help get rid of any of this rot and rust that's really starting to form on these doors. This one might not have been too bad. Obviously, this one could have been sanded down and sprayed all the same. And if I take them off, they're not that bad. It's whatever. We'll hold on to them for now. Or maybe we'll be able to repair them. But it doesn't matter. What we're going to be doing next is, again, taking these two doors off. So if you come over here, we got this little pin right down here. We're going to hammer this up and out. Take a screwdriver, hammer, and just tap it out, pull it out. And then there's going to be on this side over here. Usually you got to take the fender off, which is what we have to do, to get these 4 bolts out that hold the door in place. I might be able to cheat it and actually just get to it with a ratchet and socket up in my fender because I don't have my inner fender liner. So essentially, those are our bolts, and we have 2 more up there. So I'll probably just leave the fender on and just kind of get to them from there. But I'm going to take both doors off now, and we'll go from there. Then I'm going to strip this door down just the same as we did the parts doors and assemble it all back together. So I guess I'm going to start there and take these 2 doors off. Last look at the truck like this, though. probably won't be any big, crazy, noticeable difference right now to you guys. But very, very soon you will understand why we are going through all this trouble. Another thing I wanted to mention is it is definitely in your best interest to take the door cards off first. I did forget we have to take our speaker wires, unplug those, and run them out. But it doesn't matter because we got to take this door panel off regardless. All right, so I've taken off all my little accessories, basically 2 screws here, the Allen keys for the billet door crank, the window lock, and I think now I've got all my clips out. I just pretty much need to take this, lift up, and pull it off. Just like that. Now, I just got to take off my speaker, unhook the connections, run them through the door, and then I can unbolt the door. And will you look at that, we got the window out as well. Figured I would do that while I'm here. Wires are off to the side. One of the wires weren't even connected, so I wonder if that speaker hasn't been working this whole time. It'd be pretty sick, you know, bump up that treble after plugging that back in. Probably take off the mirror real quick, too, and some of the gaskets, a lot. While it's just all on here, I might as well strip it down. And then we'll pull that door off, which probably won't be much camera work there, just because I'm going to be struggling trying to get it off. So we're going to be working on pulling these gaskets down now. Thankfully, these are a little more forgiving, but right up here, it's getting real tight, so got to be a little careful. And I have pulled them all the way down to the window track as well, so you're going to want to save that. And just go real light, take your time. These ones are coming off a little nicer. Now I got to work in the door, and I can maybe just pull this one right out. Yes, look at that. Save the whole gasket. That we can use this on our new door. And round 2 of pulling these. Oh, sometimes the little clips come with it. But round 2 of pulling them off. Got a little rot there. Stores aren't as bad, but I mean, even things like this, just like rotted right through. So the other doors I have are a little cleaner. On the other door over there, there's a good sized rust hole. So like I said, they weren't terrible, but I do want to alleviate all rust that I possibly can because we just got big things coming for the truck, boys. I was able to pull the outside gasket off, but they bent both times, so I think they're just trash after that. Might be able to straighten it, but it won't look good. But now I'm working on taking off the door handle and locks, all the same. Deja vu as like 5 minutes ago for you guys, but like 2 days ago for me. Alrighty, boys, we're almost there. We've gotten all of our gaskets out, and door is nothing but a shell now. I've removed the 2 fender bolts that go here and there down there, so I have a little wiggle room just to squeeze a ratchet in there and unbolt my door bolts. So I'm going to figure out what size they are, probably a 17, I'd figure, and get these doors off. We had to move it out of the sunlight, but this makes for good YouTube content, you know? I should start doing all my intros like this, take the door off, just like talk, you know? Hey, and check that out, boys. That door is in place. Now we're going to get this door in place. Good tip is to put this wire out on the fender side, not on the door side, because that was preventing me from letting it slide in all the way. And I'm also going to pop my pin in place on that door. There's going to be quite a bit of adjustment that needs to happen. I got quite a big gap at the front. Obviously, the fender's not bolted down right now. And when I close it, it hits, so I have to lift up the rear of the door a little bit, which, no big deal. We just loosen them and then tighten them. But I am going to get this pin set in place as well. That'll help guide me. All right, take our little hammer and just as simple, tap it back in. Bam. That'll prevent the door from overextending when it opens. And like I said, I'll still have to loosen those bolts, have someone here lift up on the door, and that'll also close up a little bit of our gap. Hey, and look at that. My truck's got new doors, boys. I think one of the biggest things, obviously, right now is with the salt on there and such a clean door, it looks a little funny. But once I give this a good spray down, you'll see it looks pretty good. The cab is still a gloss black compared to everything else. Everything else is the semi-gloss. But we'll open up this door. I got to see if this one needs adjustment now. And could actually be good. Yeah, this door is solid, so I only have to adjust the other door. Once I think my next plan is to get all of that stuff that's on the floor all back in here. So the speaker, connect those, door panels, the window, all the gaskets. And I mean, pretty much, you all saw me take it apart. Same thing, but in reverse, as I always say. And no big tips or tricks, really. Getting the door handle and locks back in is kind of a pain. But just take my time, and it should be pretty good. I'll see you guys once I do that. Well, bam, check that out. I've got my door handles back in, locks, mirrors on, all the gaskets in place. Still working on this one. It's got some odd fitment right this second. I got to push it down later. Lots of little odds and ends to still work on, that is for sure. But the doors are on. Truck is filthy. It was freezing cold out. This is all simple. Just snap back on the door panel and call it a day. But not terrible. Matches the rest of the truck. Actually, this is still got that actual gloss from the original paint. I mean, you know, it's just spray paint. It'll match out once it's all washed and match out once it's all washed. And looks a little better, at least without the stripes, too. It just looks like it's one color. But again, it was freezing cold out, and my phone died. And I was like, well, I'm going to get this done because I'm running out of time to get things done to prepare for my big project. So pretty excited for y'all to see the truck like this. Like I said, nothing crazy. Just replacing some doors with new spray painted doors, but it's all worth it. And I only vlog it just so you guys can kind of see, you know, the process and what I'm going through and what I'm working on the trucks. And I appreciate y'all checking out today's video. If you want to see some more mini truck content in the future, don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace out.